Thank you so much for all the support you gave me, guys.
Okay.
Today, I got promoted.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Welcome to Living Gets Real. I'm Ashwini Vedakan. Joining us this week, we have Ruzaina Hadgie of the Minority Taste. But before we get into the show, here's a little sneak peek into her life. Welcome to Living Gets Real, Ruzaina. It's good to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Ruzaina, if you had to have 60 seconds to describe what the Minority Taste is all about, what would you say?
Okay, so the Minority Taste is all about giving a voice for underrated and underappreciated food from Sri Lanka. That's how it started. But now it has gone to a global platform where I'm featuring a lot of cuisine from around the world, where it is underappreciated and underrated or pushed under the rug. So when I started off, it's for underappreciated food.
The minority.
Yes.
I like that.
Sri Lanka as a whole is a minority. So it's not a very religious thing, as a lot of people would get confused about. Like they think I'm only featuring certain religious parts or segregations, but Sri Lanka as per se is a minority, I would say, in the world.
Very nice. So now, what have you been up to since you arrived in Sri Lanka this time?
The reason for my arrival is to do many projects with other world-renowned YouTubers. So I've done a project with Jay Palfrey. He's one of the new YouTubers who are growing phenomenally well. He's past his 1 million subscriptions at the moment. It's mainly because I wanted to do a passion project for Sri Lanka to get the Middle Eastern market, because Jay Palfrey has a big Middle Eastern market and people from Middle East has a lot of money to spend. So I want them to come to Sri Lanka, see the beauty of Sri Lanka and help the tourism industry. So I've done quite a number of projects so far since my arrival.
Amazing. Now, as you said, you have collaborated with a lot of bloggers, a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you learned the most from?
Yes, I guess it goes all the way from my initial two YouTubers that I collaborated with in Sri Lanka. That is Trevor James, the food ranger, and Mark Wiens, called Migrationology. So I've learned from them and I've continued to learn from them. They're still teaching me. So they're my two gurus, I would say.
Yeah. So, okay. Was there anybody that you thought, oh my god, never again?
There was at least about two, I would say. So it's mainly, I think, when people grow on social media, they kind of forget who they are as a person. So then it kind of gets difficult to work with such individuals. So then I've decided to work with people who are passionate about what they're doing, as opposed to people who are only after fame. So then I've learned my lessons. I guess you learn these kind of things
on the job, yeah.
On the go.
Yeah. Now, is there anybody you hope to have one day on the show? Is there anybody you hope to collaborate with in the future?
Yes, there's actually quite a few people who I want to work with. They've got in touch with me. It's just that because due to COVID and so many other reasons, the projects are held back a little bit, they're delaying a little bit, but it will happen in the near future.
Nice. So say you had the opportunity to take a celebrity chef on a taste tour around Sri Lanka. Who would you pick and why?
Okay, so there's quite a few people that I would like to work with, especially Wolfgang Puck and Marco Pierre White, but he has been here, but he has not experienced the street food in Sri Lanka as per se. He was taken into a lot of hotels, I guess. And also I would like to take Anthony Bourdain, but he's passed away. He is my initial inspiration, but Wolfgang Puck, yes, because he's more into I would say like top tier 1% food, like cuisine, because it's more sit down and more, but I'm sure he gets inspiration out of street food and like food from the get-go. So someone like that, if I could like, you know, show him around Sri Lanka, he would be really inspired. I'm sure he would be inspired to do his menu curated around Sri Lankan cuisine.
Nice. So now in this business, you obviously have to travel a lot. How does that balance with your role as a mom?
It's quite tough. It's more tough when you're being judged about it, because I feel like a lot of males who do this same thing that I do, like even my friends, there are guys who are married and who has kids, but they are not judged one bit. So it gets tough when you're being judged. But other than that, I'm very lucky to have a support system. So there are other ladies who are like involved in my life who actually helps me with, sorry, can I mention their names? Yeah. So I have my cousin called Farah, we call her Farah Data. She actually helps me a lot to take care of my children while I do my projects in Sri Lanka. Okay. Then there's another lady called Yumna Mami, she's in UAE. She helps me a lot, like taking care of my children. So these kind of ladies who are empowered on their own, they are willing to support other women while we, you know, achieve our goals. So I would say it's tough only when you're judged. Other than that, it's easy to balance when you do have a support system.
How do you handle the judgment?
I used to let it get to me, to my head, but I decided I shouldn't, because this is something that I love to do. It's my passion and it's helping out a lot of people in Sri Lanka. In fact, I get a lot of emails and letters, even from small tour guides. You know, they would like say to me, "Bohom stuti, madam. මේ වගේ දෙයක් කරාට අපි ඔයාගෙන් ඉගෙනගෙන අපිත් ඔයාගේ වැඩේ කරගෙන යනවා." As in, they are thanking me for showing them the way to do certain things for them, for their lives. So I decided I shouldn't let the negativity hold me back and just continue on this journey.
Amazing. Wow, it has been a lot of fun having you answer our burning questions. But we have a little game planned for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. But before we get into the game, here's a little word from our sponsors.
You love the feeling of being renewed. To protect the things most precious to you. To stay beautiful every single day. To breathe just like we do, because you are truly delicate. Protecting the ones who've been with us through the years. With Sayalak Care, the only wood coating that truly protects you. Sayalak Wood Coatings from Jat.
Welcome back to the show as we continue our conversation with Ruzaina Hadgie. Now, Ruzaina, we have a little rapid fire round game ready for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hope so.
Okay. The first thing you do when you wake up?
Check my phone, unfortunately.
Okay. But it depends on what you're looking for. You're looking at news or you just scrolling?
No, I go through my emails first.
Okay.
So because I don't want to miss out on anything, and I just go through my emails and then I go to the washroom.
Okay. Something you hate to do in the morning?
I hate to look at news because it's a lot of like negative stuff. So I don't want to like fill my head with the negative stuff in early morning. So I don't watch or look at it at all.
Are you a tea or coffee person?
Tea person, Sri Lankan tea, but sometimes to pick me up I do have a coffee occasionally.
How do you like your coffee?
Black.
How do you like your tea?
Black.
Okay. When you talk about food, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
The weirdest thing I've eaten, it depends. Because I'm very accepting of a lot of cultures around the world. Unless it's weird for me, unless it's prohibited for me in my religion, I don't find anything weird so far, per se. So I don't know what weird is for you. So
okay, all right. Then what's the one food item you could cheat on the whole day?
Oh my God, all kinds of fries and chips, and if I could cheat on, as in, and
And
nothing happens to me. If nothing happens to me, then it'll be like chips and dips, and I'm a big chips fan.
What's your biggest kitchen fail?
Desserts.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I am more of for sale because I don't consume much sweet stuff. So I don't find I don't have the passion for that sector, so it's like desserts. I'm not great at it.
When was your last train journey and where did you go?
Train journey was to Kandy with J. Palfrey, so we went up and down twice just to film a 60-second clip.
Up and down twice from Colombo to Kandy?
Colombo to Kandy and Kandy back to Colombo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, your favorite film?
In English?
Anything.
Okay. Favorite movie? I guess I like Godfather 1, 2 and 3 in English, but I have other preferences as well. But
So if you were speaking of another language, what would you be your pick?
there's a documentary, a Bengali documentary, but I can't remember the name of it, but it was about people. So
Your favorite color?
color is red and black.
The one thing you are passionate about apart from food?
One thing I'm passionate about apart from food, it used to be fashion, but now it's people. It changed when the more I was doing my projects, the more I'm passionate about people and getting to know their story.
Nice. Is there a hobby you regret not taking as a profession?
Yes, fashion designing, and I think stitching. I would have loved to learn how to stitch, not fashion designing, but stitching. My grandmother used to tell me you should learn how to stitch so that I could like do my own clothes.
Yeah.
I guess that hobby I should have taken up long time ago.
Okay. A romantic date for you would be?
Spending time at home, doing nothing, just watching movies and no work,
No work.
just
Okay.
relaxing at home.
A big no-no in your relationship would be?
Lies.
Nice, okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I would very much like to be part of a big project for Sri Lanka again. So in 10 years, I would like to see myself working for Sri Lanka, maybe with the tourism board.
Heard that.
Yes.
Alright, well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show with us today. Thank you for joining us on Living Gets Real.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really, really fun.
And that's all the time we have for you this week. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to catch the latest episode of Living Gets Real. Thank you for watching and stay safe.